Imagine this. It's midnight. You suddenly wake up and look at the clock. 2:17 a.m. The room is silent. Everyone is asleep. And immediately a thought enters your mind. Why am I awake? Is something wrong with me? So you turn from one side to the other, trying desperately to fall asleep again. But what if I told you that for most of human history, waking up in the middle of the night wasn't a problem? It was normal. In fact, for thousands of years, humans didn't sleep for 8 hours straight. They slept twice. And the strange part is, your body might still be designed to do exactly that. To understand why, we need to travel back to a world before electricity. A world without light bulbs, without smartphones, without Netflix, without even streetlights. When the sun disappeared below the horizon, darkness took over completely. Not the kind of darkness we know today. Real darkness. The kind where you couldn't see your own hand in front of your face. For our ancestors, the day ended when the sun disappeared. There was no reason to stay awake, so most people went to bed only a few hours after sunset. But here's where things get interesting. Historical records from medieval Europe repeatedly mention something very strange. People talked about their first sleep, and then later their second sleep. At first, historians thought these phrases were symbolic. Maybe they meant sleeping deeply. Maybe they referred to dreams. But after examining hundreds of diaries, medical books, letters, court records, and religious texts, a surprising truth emerged. They literally meant two separate sleeps. People would go to bed shortly after sunset, sleep for around 4 hours, wake up naturally around midnight, stay awake for 1 or 2 hours, and then go back to sleep until morning. This wasn't considered unusual. This wasn't insomnia. This was the normal human sleep schedule. Everyone did it. Rich people, poor people, farmers, merchants, kings. Even doctors of the time wrote advice specifically for this period between sleeps. But what did people actually do during those midnight hours? The answer is fascinating. Some prayed, some read books, some visited neighbors, some reflected on their dreams while they were still fresh. Others simply sat quietly and thought. Imagine that. No notifications, no emails, no endless scrolling, just silence. A moment where the entire world slowed down. And many people believed those hours were the most peaceful part of the day. But was this just a cultural habit, or was it actually biological? Scientists accidentally discovered the answer in the 1990s. A researcher named Thomas Wehr conducted an unusual experiment. He removed artificial light from people's lives. Participants experienced long periods of darkness every night, similar to what humans would have experienced before electricity. And something incredible happened. Without being told what to do, almost every participant naturally began sleeping in two separate phases. 4 hours of sleep, 1 to 3 hours awake, then another 4 hours of sleep. The exact same pattern described in historical records. As if an ancient program hidden inside the human brain had suddenly switched back on. But why would evolution create such a strange sleep pattern? The answer may lie in survival. Thousands of years ago, sleeping deeply for an entire night was dangerous. Predators existed. Enemies existed. Fires needed attention. Someone had to wake up occasionally. A segmented sleep schedule may have helped humans remain aware of their environment while still getting enough rest. Over thousands of generations, this rhythm became normal. Then everything changed. Not because of biology, not because of evolution, because of one invention, artificial light. First came candles, then oil lamps, then gas lamps, and finally the electric light bulb. For the first time in history, humans could extend the day far beyond sunset. Bedtimes became later. Work schedules changed. Factories demanded fixed hours. And slowly, the old pattern disappeared. The first sleep vanished, the second sleep vanished, and they merged into one continuous block. The modern 8-hour sleep schedule was born. Today, if you wake up at 2 a.m., you immediately assume something is wrong. But maybe your body is simply following instructions written thousands of years ago. Maybe that brief period of wakefulness isn't a malfunction. Maybe it's a memory, a leftover rhythm from a time when nights were darker, slower, and quieter. A time when humans slept twice. And perhaps the strangest part of all is that your ancestors did this every single night for thousands of years. Yet most people today have never even heard about it. Because somewhere between campfires and smartphones, we forgot how humans originally slept.